Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is All Media Access News. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure y'all subscribe. Hit the notification bell for future updates and live streams. I definitely hope everyone is having a good day and a blessed day and had an amazing weekend. And make sure you guys stay positive, stay focused, stay motivated, stay faith in God, and good things happen to those who wait. Never grow impatient, and just basically let things fall into place. Basically, I just want to touch on a little topic while I'm on live, and I just want people to know that no matter the nationality, no matter the gender, no matter the race, no matter where a person comes from, whether they're whether good people or bad people, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but we should definitely learn to respect one another and accept one another, and of course have love for one another, because God made us in His own image, and He made us all equal as one. So we should never feel like we need to be divided, or you know let our actions get the best of us. So people need to pay close attention to what's really going on and what's really important, and putting those things first, especially when you have a family, and you have short-term goals, future goals, and you basically trying to accomplish those things. But I think that each one teach one, and everyone has kids, and we want to be the best role model that we could be, and we want to set an example for this generation that's growing up. To me, honestly, I feel like this generation is kind of lost, and they need guidance. It's not like how we used to be back in the days, where we had more structure and discipline. Now it's like these kids are being misled and misguided, and us as role models, we need to teach them the right way, beginning with God, you know what I'm saying, and Jesus, and us as adults. Hey, good afternoon, Iris. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope everybody else is having a good day. I really do appreciate you guys. I just uploaded a video also about the actor of Empire, and it was a little disturbing because I do like him as an actor, and I do watch the show. Um, and I'm just thinking positive, but a few updates have come up as far as that situation, and they're kind of saying that he made the whole thing up, which we don't know whether that's true or not. So right now they want to question him. It was basically two brothers that actually worked in the Empire show, and the two brothers are saying that the actor from Empire paid them to set this whole thing up. So it's crazy, but police do want to question him and want to get to the bottom of what's really going on and the truth. So that's basically really important, especially because they were being charged for a hate crime, and that's definitely a bad look. Like I said, it doesn't matter a person's lifestyle, whether they straight, gay, lesbian, or whatever they decide to live their life. They're still human, and they still deserve the same love and respect. I don't have no problems with anybody and how their lifestyle is. Me, I'm straight, and it's always been that way, and it's always gonna remain that way. But I'm not gonna ever sit there and disrespect anybody for um, whatever their lifestyle may be. We all have kids, and we don't know how their life is gonna be. We don't know how they're gonna turn up, and we wouldn't turn our back on them. You know what I'm saying? So that's really important. And like I said, respect comes a long way. Everybody's not the same. Just because you come across a few people that are not as positive or is not as good-hearted as you, that doesn't make them less. If you dislike anybody, you know, the best thing for you to do is keep your distance. But to be disrespectful and all that, you know, there's no need for that. We live at a time where, you know, the devil knows his time is near, and he's just trying to destroy and distract people from the truth and the path that they really need to be walking on, you know. And it's definitely not in a negative way. You know, you give out negative energy, and that's exactly what you're going to get back in return. So gotta really pay attention to that. And these kids, like I said, nowadays they're so much smarter. Like, it's like they come with a chip on their shoulder for some reason. Like, they're just really, really smart. I see how my kids are, and they're smart, and they question me on things, and I'd be surprised. Like, I'd be surprised on how they question things and how they want to know things. And as parents, you have to be very honest and straightforward. You know what I'm saying? You can't really beat around the bush when it comes to being truthful. And that's one thing about me. I hate liars. Um, I don't want to be around anyone that likes to lie and make shit up. It's just not a good thing. I'm a very straight up, stand up person, and I've always been that way. And people are not always going to accept that type of person or accept who you are, but as long as you being yourself, you know what I'm saying? And that's what matters. At the end of the day, you know, people can't handle the truth, but they definitely gotta respect it. So it all starts with you. So make sure that when it comes to parenting, you're just being honest and try to break it down to them the best way possible, because it's confusing. It's confusing to everyone, the type of path that people are walking and where they're heading. So, and just always give them new ideas and try to help them set future goals and teach them to love one another and respect one another and accept people for who they are. Does not matter where they come from. You know, nobody's born with hate. Nobody's born with envy and jealousy and stuff like that. You know, God made us in His own image. He's nobody's here by luck. I believe that we all have a purpose in life, and we have to walk that path, which is very important. Let me get my... So, as I usually been doing, you know, I always keep my Bible with me, and well, I actually have two of them, and I've been reading a lot, which has been very helpful and a big relief. And like I said, change starts with you. So I'm just gonna read a chapter or two. I'm gonna read John chapter 17, which says, when Jesus had spoken these words, he lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that the Son may glorify you, since you have given him authority over all flesh, to give eternal life to all whom you have given him. And this is eternal life, that they know you the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. I glorify you on earth, having accomplished the work that you gave me to do. And now, Father, glorify me in your own presence with the glory that I had with you before the world existed. I have manifested your name to the people whom you have gave me out of the world. Yours they were, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now they know that everything that you have given me is from you. For I have given them the words that you gave me, and they have received them, and have come to know in truth that I come from you. And they have believed that you sent me. I am praying for them. I am not praying for the world, but for those whom you have given me, for they are yours. All mine are yours, and yours are mine, and I'm glorified in them. And I am no longer in the world, but they are in the world, and I am coming to you. Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one even as we are one. While I was with them, I kept them in your name, which you have given me. I have guarded them, and not one of them have been lost except the son of destruction, that the scripture might be fulfilled. But now I am coming to you, and these things I speak in the world, that they may have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. As you sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world, and for their sake, that they also may be sanctified in truth. I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one even as we are one. I in them and you in me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you sent me and loved them as you loved me. Father, I desire that they also whom you have given me may be with me where I am, to see my glory that you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. O righteous Father, even though the world does not know you, I know you, and these know that you have sent me. I made known to them your name, and I will continue to make it known, that the love with which you have loved me may be in them, and I in them. That was John 17. I'm going to read Psalm 78. Give ear, O my people, to my teaching. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings from of old, things that we have heard and known that our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, but tell to the coming generation the glorious deeds of the Lord and his might and the wonders that he has done. He established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers to teach to their children, that the next generation might know them, the children yet unborn, and arise and tell them to their children, so that they should set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, and that they should not be like their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation whose heart has not steadfast, whose spirit was not faithful to God. They did not keep God's covenant, but refused to walk according to his law. They forgot his works and the wonders that he had shown them. In the sight of their fathers, he performed wonders in the land of Egypt and the field of Zoan. He divided the sea and let them pass through it, and made the water stand like a heap. In the daytime he led them with a cloud, and all the night with a fiery light. He split rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink abundantly, as from the deep. He made streams come out of the rock and caused waters to flow down like rivers. Yet they sinned still more against him, rebelling against the Most High in the desert. They tested God in their heart by demanding the food they craved. They spoke against God, saying, "Can God spread a table in the wilderness?" He struck the rock so that the water gushed out and streams overflowed. Can he also give bread or provide meat for his people? Therefore, when the Lord heard, he was full of wrath. A fire was kindled against Jacob. His anger rose against Israel because they did not believe in God and did not trust his saving power. Yet he commanded the skies above and opened the doors of heaven, and he rained down on them manna to eat and gave them the grain of heaven. Man ate of the bread of the angels. He sent them food in abundance. He caused the east wind to blow in the heavens, and by his power he led out of the south wind. And he rained meat on them like dust, winged birds like the sand of the sea. He let them fall in the midst of their camp, all around their dwellings, and they ate and were well filled, for he gave them what they craved. But before they had satisfied their craving, while the food was still in their mouths, the anger of God rose against them, and he killed the strongest of them and laid low the young man of Israel. In spite of all this, they still sinned. Despite his wonders, they did not believe. So he made their days vanish like a breath, and their years in terror. When he killed them, they sought him. They repented and sought God earnestly. They remembered that God was their rock, the Most High God, their Redeemer. But they flattered him with their mouths. They lied to him with their tongues. Their heart was not steadfast towards him. They were not faithful to his covenant. Yet he, being compassionate, atoned for their iniquity and did not destroy them. He restrained his anger often and did not stir up all his wrath. He remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passes and comes not again. How often they rebelled against him in the wilderness and grieved him in the desert. They tested God again and again, provoked the Holy One of Israel. They did not remember his power or the day when he redeemed them from the foe, when he performed his signs in Egypt and his marvels in the field of Zoan. He turned their rivers to blood so that they could not drink of their streams. He sent among them swarms of flies, which devoured them, and frogs, which destroyed them. He gave their crops to the destroying locust, and the fruit of their labor to the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail. He gave over their cattle to the hail and their flocks to the thunderbolts. He let loose on them his burning anger, wrath, indignation, and distress, a company of destroying angels. He made a path for his anger. He did not spare them from death, but gave them lives over to the plague. He struck down every firstborn in Egypt, the first fruits of their strength in the tents of Ham. Then he led out his people like sheep and guided them in the wilderness like a flock. He led them in safety so that they were not afraid, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies. And he brought them to his holy land, to the mountain which his right hand had won. He drove out nations before them. He appointed them for a possession and settled the tribes of Israel in their tents. Yet they tested and rebelled against the Most High God and did not keep his testimonies, but turned away and acted treacherously like their fathers. They twisted like a deceitful bow, for they provoked him to anger with their high places. They moved him to jealousy with their idols. When God heard, he was full of wrath, and he utterly rejected Israel. He forsook his dwelling at Selah, the tent where he dwelt among mankind, and delivered his power to captivity, his glory to the hand of the foe. He gave his people over to the sword and vented his wrath on his heritage. Fire devoured their young men, and their young women had no marriage song. Their priests fell by the sword, and their widows made no lamentation. Then the Lord awoke as from sleep, like a strong man shouting because of wine. And he put his adversaries to rout. He put them to everlasting shame. He rejected the tent of Joseph. He did not choose the tribe, but he chose the tribe of Judah, Mount Zion, which he loves. He built the sanctuary like the high heavens, like the earth, which he has founded forever. He chose David his servant and took him from the sheepfold. From following the nursing, he brought him to shepherd Jacob his people, Israel his inheritance. With upright heart, he shepherded them and guided them with his skillful hand. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning in, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy your Sunday. God bless each and every one of y'all, and I definitely hope y'all have a peaceful day. And like I said, learn to love one another and respect one another and accept one another, no matter the nationality, the race, the gender, the lifestyle. We're all equal, and we should never be divided. Instead, we should be united as one. This is All Media Access News. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell for future updates and live streams. God bless y'all. Peace.